Yo guys, what's up? The Sensation Gamer, and today I am bringing you guys the MLB 2014 trade deadline full recap. Today a ton of things happened. This is not no normal usual trade deadline. This was an insane day. Tons of big names on the move today. I did a video earlier, and then so many more moves just piled up that I didn't have time to make, all the videos. So I just decided to wait till the deadline's over, get a list compiled of all the trades that have happened throughout the day, and just compile it into one big video. So yeah, I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. I'm not going to go through the stats, but I'm going to give you guys my personal opinion on basically every single trade that has happened today. So let's start off with the bottom. Okay, start off with the bottom. The Twins acquired Tommy Malone from the Athletics in exchange for Samfold. Now I don't know Tommy Malone's contract situation, but if he's under contract for a few years, well, let me see. Yes, he is. That is a fantastic trade for the Minnesota Twins because he's not a free agent until 2018, and he's only 27 years old. So that's a fantastic trade for the Minnesota Twins. Trading Sam Fold, I mean, they didn't really need him too much. He's 32 years old, and he's going to be a free agent at the end of 2017. He must not have been producing that much for them. So that is a great trade on the Twins part, excuse me. Now, next we've got the Brewers acquiring Gerardo Parra from the Diamondbacks in exchange for Mitch Haniger and Anthony Banda. Now, I really like this trade for the Brewers because they're really trying to push for it, and they didn't. I don't know. For Gerardo Parra, I'm not going to expect these prospects to be really that great or like top flight prospects because Gerardo Parra is not the greatest player, but he's a decent player at best. So he should help out the Brewers make a push for the playoffs. So I like that trade for the Brewers side. And Diamondbacks, I mean, they had to sell, so they went into seller's mode. With trading Parra. Didn't go complete fire sale, but they sold two of the starters. So, now next. Cardinals acquired John Lackey, Corey Littrell, and cash from the Boston Red Sox in exchange for pitcher Joe Kelly and first baseman / outfielder Alan Craig. This is a fantastic move for both sides. The Cardinals are trying to make a playoff push, I guess, by acquiring John Lackey. They also acquired I'll get to that later. So they acquired John Lackey and Corey Littrell, but I don't understand why they traded Alan Craig. I mean, he wasn't having that good of a season, but he usually has a really good season. So this is a really good pickup for both sides, I think. And if I had to pick one to win it, it would be the Red Sox, just because Alan Craig is really he's usually really good. So next season, the Red Sox should be pretty good, depending on what moves they make in the offseason. Alan Craig should help them a ton. Now, the next trade, I already broke this down in a separate video, but I want to repeat it again. Athletics acquired John Lester, Johnny Gomes, and cash from the Red Sox in exchange for outfielder Yoenis Cespedes and a 2015 compensation draft pick. By the time I made the video, the compensation draft pick was not a part of the deal yet. That's how fast I got that thing out there. So yeah, I would like to say that the Red Sox won this deal just because John Lester and Johnny Gomes I mean, Lester's going to be a free agent at the end of the season, and the Athletics, I can guarantee you that they will not re-sign him because they won't have enough money to re-sign him. So I don't understand why would they trade their best outfield, well, their best player. I think Leonis Cespedes was the Athletics' best offensive player, and I don't know why they traded him. He still got a year and a half under control, and he wasn't costing too much, I don't believe. And just trade him for a half-year rental. It just doesn't make any sense. But they're going to make a playoff push. So for the now, Athletics win, and I feel bad for Cespedes. But in the future, the Red Sox definitely win because Cespedes is an absolute monster. Now, next. Mariners acquire Chris Denorfia from Padres in exchange for Abraham Almonte and Stefan Kolschin. I like this deal for the Mariners because they needed another bat, and Chris Denorfia can hit against righties, I think. I think he's got like a 301 batting average against righties or lefties. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Hold on. Okay, well he bets 301 against either righties or lefties. Either or, it helps the Mariners out big time because they needed another bat that could hit either righties or lefties. I think it might be lefties. I'm not sure. All right. So that deal benefits the Mariners. Now, next trade. The Orioles acquire Andrew Miller from the Red Sox in exchange for Eduardo Rodriguez. Huge upgrade for the Orioles. It just bolsters their bullpen more than it already is. They already got a great bullpen, and Andrew Miller just helps them more. So the Orioles definitely win this trade. But I heard that the Red Sox, this Eduardo Rodriguez guy, he's a top flight pitching prospect from the Red Sox. Now next, Nationals acquire Asdrubal Cabrera from the Indians for Zach Walters. I don't know much about Zach Walters, but I know Asdrubal Cabrera will help them. The Nationals out since Ryan Zimmerman is out with injury. So I like move by the Nationals there. Yankees acquire Stephen Drew from the Red Sox in exchange for Kelly Johnson and cash. This makes absolutely some sense for the Yankees, but in a sense, it doesn't make any sense because Stephen Drew hasn't played a major league game at second base in his life, and that's where he's going to have to play since they already have Chase Headley and the captain, Derek Jeter, at shortstop, so he's really got nowhere to play but second, and he's really never ever played second in the big leagues, so I don't understand that. Then the Yankees acquire Martin Prado from the Diamondbacks in exchange for Peter O'Brien. He's going to play the outfield. He'll help them. I think they were looking for like a replacement for Ichiro, and he will help the offense a little bit. Now, next, Braves acquire James Russell and Emilio Bonifacio from the Cubs in exchange for Victor Caratini. I love this trade for the Braves. They add speed, some more speed to that lineup. Emilio Bonifacio has played in the division before with the Marlins, and yeah, I'm pretty sure just the Marlins. But yeah, he was with the Marlins. He's a utility player. He's really fast. He's pretty good. And James Russell can help that bullpen out and just bolster it. Then they already have Craig Kimbrell, so that's a really good trade. I really like it for the Braves. Next, Marlins and Astros agree to a 6-player swap. Marlins receive Jared Cosart, Enrique Hernandez, and Austin Waits in exchange for Colin Moran, Jake Maresnick, and Francis Martinez. I really like this trade for the Marlins, especially when they get Jose Fernandez back. This Jared Cozart guy, he was getting a lot of, uh, the Astros were apparently really getting a lot of calls about this guy. He's a young kid, he's starting pitcher, and I think next year the Marlins are going to be really trying to make a push for the playoffs, I believe, and I think they might be able to do it. Depending on what other people in the division do, other teams in the division do, I think the Marlins will be able to make a good push. Jared Cozart, once he develops some more in the major leagues, and when Jose Fernandez comes back, I really think that this guy is going to be, he's going to be at least a good third or fourth starter on a good team, and for the Marlins, that's great. And I believe that the Astros did get some good prospects in return because this guy was, he was a young prospect, and so was the other guy that I believe that they traded off. The other few guys that they traded off, they were pretty good prospects as well. So I would expect that if the Astros are trading good young prospects, they are getting really, really good young prospects back in return. So I like the deal on both sides. Now, the big deal of the day, well, the second really major, huge, blockbuster deal of the day. As of late, it feels like the Lester deal happened yesterday because the Tigers, Mariners, and the Tampa Bay Rays made an ridiculous, blockbuster, crazy trade. Okay, Tigers acquired David Price in a 3-team deal with the Mariners, who receive Austin Jackson, and Rays, who receive Drew Smyly, Nick Franklin, and Willie Adams. Now, I think that the Mariners definitely won in this deal. They acquired Austin Jackson. He's really good. I saw him get pulled from the Tigers game today. Uh, you know, Mariners definitely won in this trade, even though they had to give up Nick Franklin. I mean, they got another bat with them, so they really benefited today. And they got Austin Jackson. The Rays, I think they got ripped off. I don't know. Drew Smyly, Nick Franklin. I mean, is Nick Franklin really going to be that great? I mean, do they think he might be like the next Ben Zobrist with a more power from both sides of the plate or something like that? But I don't get it. I was the if I was the Rays, I would have tried to go and acquire Oscar Taveras, or if I was the Rays, I would have just tried to pull off the deal that the Red Sox pulled off with the Athletics with John Lester. They could have easily probably gotten that deal for Yoenis Cespedes if they really wanted to trade David Price. I don't understand Nick Franklin, Drew Smyly, and Willie Adams. I mean, they still got Chris Archer, Matt Moore. They've got Alex Cobb. I mean, they still got a pretty good rotation. I don't believe Matt Moore is pitching for them right now. I think he's hurt. But, they still got a pretty decent rotation, even without Price. But I just don't understand. If I was the Rays, I probably would have tried to push for a Yoenis Cespedes deal, or just something like really big, a bit bigger than this. I mean, this is big, but I would have tried to maximize my value, because I'm going to trade my biggest trade chip in David Price, and I'm going to get Drew Smyly, Nick Franklin, and Willie Adams back in return. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But for the Tigers, this is insane, because they have Max Scherzer, David Price, and Justin Verlander, along with Anibal Sanchez and another pitcher that I can't remember his name. But yeah, this is an insane trade for the Tigers and the Mariners, because The Mariners got Austin Jackson, and the Mariners needed another outfield bat, and they got that in an Austin Jackson. And the Tigers benefited from David Price because they really said once the Athletics traded for John Lester, they're like, all right, well, we'll combat that and we'll go out and get David Price to make our rotation the best in the entire league, first. And then Astros would be not the Astros. The Athletics would be second to that. So yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see how these playoffs play out once we get to them. See who's in it. As for the teams that didn't make any moves today, the Phillies, I'm surprised they didn't make any moves. Marlon Byrd, I thought for sure he was going to go to the Yankees because that just made perfect sense. There's some reports that he actually was going to the Yankees for a little bit of time, but it turns out that he's not going to the Yankees and he's staying put in Philadelphia. And yeah, also the Mets. The Mets, Sandy Alderson basically said a few days ago that they weren't going to do anything anyways, but, I'm alright with that as long as they have a good off season. If they don't have a good off season, then I will be very, very angry if Sandy Alderson does not make a big blockbuster trade for one of these three, Giancarlo Stanton, Troy Tulowitzki, or Carlos Gonzalez, or for Starlin Castro. I'll be very, very, very mad, and I believe that other Mets fans will be very, very angry if Sandy Alderson does not do anything substantial, significant this offseason. So, enough with that. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm sorry for the very long length, but there's tons of news that I had to break down and gives to you guys. So, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please comment, like, and subscribe for more. For now, I'm the Sensation Gamer, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.